Her physical beauty is nothing as compared to her great virtues. Then he says, I did receive fair speechless messages. Like sometimes from her eyes, I did receive fair speechless messages. He says, sometimes I have received from her eyes lovely messages, lovely silent messages. Her name is Portia. Her name is Portia, nothing undervalued to Cato's daughter, Brutus Portia. He says that the world knows about her, like she is called Portia, and she is no way inferior to that Portia who was Brutus' wife and Cato's daughter. Children, here Brutus' wife and Cato's daughter is in reference to Shakespeare's another play named Julius Caesar. In Julius Caesar, Portia was a daughter of a Roman general named Cato, and she was model wife of Brutus, who led the conspiracy against Julius Caesar. Now, he says, nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth, for the four winds blow in every coast renowned suitors, and her sunny locks hang on her temples like golden fleece. I'll read up till here. He says that for famous suitors are sailing from every coast. Okay, so she's so beautiful. Indeed, the whole world is aware of her worth. The wide world refers to the whole world, knows of her excellence, and the famous suitors come from all quarters of the earth seeking her hand in marriage. He says her sunny locks refer to her golden hair. He means to say her pretty hair adorns her forehead. Temples, like her temples over here, refers to forehead. Temples means forehead, like a golden fleece. Golden fleece is a reference to the legend of Jason, who went to Colchos. Colchos was a place in eastern shores of Black Sea. Okay, from where he brought back the golden fleece in his ship. Okay, golden fleece was a precious thing which he had brought from this Colchos. So he says that her bright yellow hair, her golden hair, hangs on her forehead like golden fleece, so that her dwelling place at Belmont may be said to have become another classical Colchos. Okay, so he means to say that, and many Jasons come in quest of her, and many makes a seat of Belmont Colchos stand. Means that I hope you have understood that her bright yellow hair, her golden hair, hangs on her forehead like golden fleece, so that her dwelling place at Belmont may be said to have become another classical Colchos, from where this Jason had got precious golden fleece. Okay, then he says, and many Jasons come in quest of her, oh my Antonio, but had I but the means. He says, I'll just start from here. He says, many suitors go there to win her. And then he says, oh Antonio, had I the money to hold a rival place, that means to compete with one of them, with those suitors who have come from far and wide, I have a mind presages. I have a mind presages means that if I had the resources only to compete with these suitors in the matter of gaining Portia's hand, okay, he says, Portia's love, my mind foretells me such thrift that I should questionless be fortunate. Such thrift means I would certainly have the good fortune, okay, of winning the lady. Okay, I hope this much is understood. Children, I would like to repeat over here golden fleece. Golden fleece in Greek mythology, golden fleece is referred to as the fleece of the winged ram. Okay, Chrysamelos. And Phyraxus and his twin sister Helle escaped on the ram over the sea to save themselves from being sacrificed to Zeus the god. But Helle fell off and drowned in the strait Hellespont, and Phyraxus reached safely to Colchos. This is some reference made in your workbook. Okay, you can refer to the workbook. This is a workbook. In the workbook, it's this reference is made. Just refer to it. Saved richly to Colchos and sacrificed the ram to God Poseidon. The precious gold fleece of the ram was given to the king Actis, who hung it on an oak tree in the grove, okay, sacred to god Ares, where it was guarded by a dragon. Then it remained until it was taken by Jason with the help of Medea. The ram became constellation Ares. Okay, and what is about the Colchos also is mentioned over here. This place was fabulously wealthy land, and it was situated in the country of Asia bordering the Black Sea. In Colchos is the sacred grove of god Ares. The king Actis kept safely the golden fleece until it was seized by Jason with the help of Medea. So Jason did a very brave deed to get golden fleece from the mouth of a dragon. Okay, it was this golden fleece was guarded by a dragon, so it was the brave Jason who got it. So all the suitors are called Jason, right? That's why over here many Jasons come in quest of her. So all the brave princes who have come to ask for a hand of Portia in marriage, they are called many Jasons over here. Next, children, Antonio says, "Thou knowest that all my fortune are at sea, that you know very well that all my money is invested in my ships at sea. Neither have I money nor commodity to raise the present sum. And neither do I have, at present I do not have a cash nor anything on which the money could be raised. Okay, therefore go forth." Then he tells him to go out and see what my credit can do in Venice. "That shall be racked even to the uttermost." That shall be racked. Racked over here means stretched. Okay, even to the uttermost to furnish thee to Belmont, to fair Portia. He means to say that it shall be stretched to the utmost limit. You take the credit, take the amount to utmost limit. Okay, whatever limit you want to enable you, which will help you to go to Belmont, to fair Portia, to win your beautiful Portia. "Go presently inquire." Go at once and inquire, "and so will I, and I shall do the same thing, where money is, and I no question make to have it of my trust or for my sake." He says that I shall have it either on account of my business credit or against my personal surety. I am ready to give you. He says, in a way, I am very confident that we shall get the loan either on the strength of my credit as a merchant or through my personal influence. An exit. Then he leaves. So this is the end of Act 1, Scene 1. Thank you very much.